Brother, it is good to see you.
Perturabo hesitated. He should go to his brother. Caution held him back. So much of the scene was wrong. The many word-bearers vastly outnumbered the two Justarin standing sentry at the entrance, whose presence was the only acknowledgement that this was a Sons of Horus ship.
Brother, it is unlike you to dither. Come to me and greet me. You have performed well. I wish to thank you. We have a great deal to discuss.
The Lord of Iron advanced steadily to mask his worries. Perturabo felt no fear, but he was paranoid to the core, and the voice that whispered treachery and death into the hidden folds of his mind was screaming at him to get out.
My brother.
He believed he hid his internal conflict, but Horus watched him sharply, so that he feared he had betrayed himself. With difficulty, for his famed battle plate, the Logos was a massive construction, Perturabo knelt at his brother's feet.
My Warmaster. Rise, Lord of Iron.
Perturabo had no choice. He had to obey. Horus's gift was his ability to command men. Long ago he had done so artfully, through argument and persuasion as much as force of will. His charisma had been such he conceived others to follow him gladly. Now his presence demanded obedience. There was such power in him, yet he was also lesser than he had been, to the extent that Perturabo barely recognized his brother. Imperiousness replaced nobility. The easy smile had become a knowing leer. His thoughtful countenance had become slightly wild, suggesting wisdom too terrible to hold. Yet there was a glimpse of the old Horus when he stood from his throne and looked upon Perturabo fondly, causing the Lord of Iron to doubt himself.
We shall talk a while, you and I.
A febrile heat rose off the Warmaster. The sourceless light shining up from his gorget stained his skin a lurid magenta. So much power was invested in Horus. Perturabo recognized authority when he saw it, and though he shied away from others who would dominate him, to Horus he grudgingly submitted.
You have waited too long to summon me. Why did you not allow me down with the Mechanicum landing parties? I have examined their work. It is pedestrian at best. Their contravallation is full of weaknesses. Had Dawn half the wits he ascribes himself, he would have overrun the siege camps 12 times already. Lucky it is for us that he is arrogant and afraid, and choosing to skulk behind his fortifications. Let me at the Mechanicum to show how feeble Dawn's efforts are. Let me down to Terra, my lord, and I shall win this war for you. You promise me honor and respect, then leave me to languish in the outer system digging ditches. We delay when we should strike. We Perturabo.
Perturabo's stolid face showed surprise as his words jammed in his throat and would not come out.
Do not complain. Not until you have heard me out.
Horus stepped down from the throne dais to come to his brother's side.
My lord, dear brother.
He rested his massive claw on Perturabo's shoulder. Perturabo's teeth and bones ached at the otherworldly power emanating from the Warmaster.
Always looking for the poison in the meat and never at the feast. I did not summon you until now for good reason, and I assure you it is the exact opposite of the suspicions churning around in that mind of yours. You see deviousness when truthfully I set you to work as I do, because you are the only one of our brothers I trust. Be aware of this. You are blind to the affection I have for you. It offends me, my lord. Fulgrim is flighty. Angron is consumed with rage. Mortarion has fallen on the sword of his pride. Magnus cannot be trusted, for he serves only himself. But you are here, Perturabo. You are still strong. You have not cravenly begged for the mercies of the Four. You see in me what the true power of the warp can grant.
He held up his other hand.
I am the master of the Pantheon, not their servant. The others are diminished creatures, slaves to darkness, the lost and the damned.
Horus smiled regretfully.
They were not strong enough. They give themselves to one small aspect of the warp. But you, Perturabo, you are too wise for that, too clever. You preserve your individuality when the others have lost theirs without realizing it has gone. I broke with the Emperor to be free, not to enslave myself to worse masters. The Four hear you. Your arrogance delights them. They respect you. The others...
He shook his head.
They are tools. They are not respected. Not like you, Lord of Iron.
Horus walked a few steps from the throne to look out at the vivid displays through the viewports.
You are too important to waste. Your sons too. They are valuable. Why would I send you down to bleed with the dregs? I have greater things in mind for you. Mortarian sons are on world. We are as indomitable, more indomitable than the Death Guard. They are ill-suited to this battle. I should be there, fighting now.
Horus dismissed his concerns with a gesture.
They have a different role to play to the one I have for you. Mortarian sons will die in their multitudes performing their task. I am saving you and your sons, my brother, for the real work.
Perturabo's frown broke into 100 different wrinkles around the input cables embedded in his scalp.
When have you ever had a care for the lives of my sons, or for my talents?
Horus looked at him pityingly.
When have I not? You are the best of them, brother. This is a siege. It is the siege, Perturabo. There will never be another battle like this. You are the finest engineer in the galaxy. I protect my best assets. I preserve them for the right moment. You do not toss your advantage away. Then you finally acknowledge my worth? Finally? I have always acknowledged your worth. That is why I speak with you alone. The rest of our siblings must be dealt with together, like children. But not you, bold, brave Perturabo. We can talk as men. You and I, we are more alike than the rest. Equals, almost, in the scale of our intellects and the scope of our ambitions.
Perturabo bristled. He regarded his intelligence as superior to all others, even Horus.
Of course your legion will perform better than the Ordo Reductor and Sotanul's lackeys,
Horus continued, smiling indulgently at Perturabo's pride.
Of course you would already be forcing the walls. Was it not you who uncovered the vulnerabilities of the Aegis? Was it not you who proposed the nature of the aerial assault? I rely on you, brother. This is a dangerous time. My attention is elsewhere. We must be circumspect, not rush in where angels fear to tread.
His grin became impossibly wide at his use of the ancient aphorism.
An egg is a strong vessel for the life it hides.
He held up his clawed hand.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. The egg remains whole until the pressure is too great and the egg cracks.
His claws scissored together with a noise like striking swords.
A small breach, a lone assault. These little violations can be overcome by the defender. The palace must be forced wide on every front at once. So hard and so widespread our attack must be that it cannot possibly be countered.
Horus's smile had no humanity to it. It was the sneer of a gargoyle on a pagan fane.
You will go to the surface. You will direct your legion to encircle the walls of the palace with unbreakable siege lines. Yes, improve the contravlation. Yes, have your Stor-Bezashk show the others how to conduct a barrage. But this is not all I wish you to accomplish. Very soon, the Emperor's grip on the warp around Terra will be prized loose. Mortarion, Angron, and Fulgrim will then descend, and the never-born allies our patrons promise will be able to manifest soon afterwards. You will...
Horus broke off suddenly and looked up, hearkening to a call Perturabo couldn't hear. The Warmaster's gaze slid along the lines of motionless word-bearers. He stared into nothingness for a while, then regarded his brother again.
So there is nothing for me to do other than dig ditches while false gods steal my victory? No, my dear brother. All the demons spawned since time began will not win us victory, nor will the Legiones Astartes. We require a greater power. Titans. Landing our Titans without their destruction is the key. Too far from the palace, they are at risk of counterattack. Too near, and their landing craft will be targeted and brought down.
Horus nodded. A pointed tongue slid along teeth that appeared momentarily sharp.
You will have your victory, and all the triumphs due you. When you accomplish the task I set you, every creature in the galaxy will know your name. All shall fear you. None shall doubt your brilliance.
Perturabo listened, rapt.
Only you can do this.
Horus gripped Perturabo's pauldrons in both hands and stared into his eyes. Heat from the Warmaster's body warmed his armor.
You will find me a way to get Titans past the wall, Perturabo, and directly into the Imperial Palace.